Right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video answer segment type of video leading up to The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 7, which is called Heads Up. In this one, we're going to be focusing on talking about Negan, since he's been the topic of a lot of conversation lately in the Walking Dead online community, specifically because the first clip of him in filming, or at least our first glimpse of him, at least, has been leaked. Okay, so I want to thank all 24 of you guys who went ahead and messaged me the link. I'm not going to include the link in this video. I'm sorry, guys. I know some of you are going to be like, where's the link? I want to see it. I can't do that because I am 100% positive AMC does not want anybody really seeing that. And like I've been talking about recently, they got to figure out a way to get their hands on spoilers. They got to figure out a way to, to seal that shit up a little bit better, because some of the biggest parts of the series are getting leaked and, are getting seen in filming, and we're in danger of some very huge spoilers with regards to, even the mid-season finale at this point is totally spoiled. Like, you can know pretty much. It's out there. It's been out there for a long time. That who's going to die in the mid-season finale. There will be some deaths. I won't mention them here, and please nobody mention them in the comments. But this one is pretty cool because you get to see kind of a first-person. I guess it's like an over-the-head smash. So he comes down with it like this, with a lot of power, a lot of strength with the bat. But we can't see who it is, which is good. At least I don't really want to know, and so far it looks like people don't know for sure who it is either, which is good. It shows it in first person, which is pretty cool too. So you can see him hit the bat on the camera. They've got a couple different angles, so if it's like you, the viewers, being hit with the bat. So hit with Lucille. So pretty freaking awesome for the season finale for season 6. So that should be crazy to see when it finally hits. And my only thing is, please God, don't let anyone find out who the character is that Negan kills in his first appearance. Please, even if you're not a religious person. I'm generally not religious myself, but in this sense, I'll say it. Please, Negan, do not let this leak, because, man, I just, I don't want to know. I don't want to know who it's going to be killed off. In the finale at the hands of Negan in his first appearance, a debut, or who he kills in the finale. I want it to be fresh for me. I don't want it to get spoiled. That said, is it going to get spoiled? It's probably going to get spoiled. Somebody will probably find out, and next thing you know, it'll be online, and it'll ruin it all for us. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But it is cool to see just kind of his first, you just get an idea. You can't see too much. It's not good quality or anything, but to just get some kind of idea of what it's going to be like to see Negan in the series. It looks pretty intense, looks pretty scary and pretty awesome. Something to fear for sure. And so I just wanted to touch on that really quickly. There's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think about the leak clip. Write it in the comments below if you've seen it. And like I said, hopefully nobody figures out who it is he's hitting. So because that should be a pretty big surprise, and that should be pretty intense to see who it actually ends up being. All right, that is if they don't leave it to be like can you imagine? That would be the biggest cliffhanger ever if they left the last scene of a first-person view of the episode of him hitting somebody over the head with a bat and us not knowing who it is. Like it being totally first person to the point where we have to wait until season 7 to see who it is that Negan has hit over the head with a bat with Lucille and killed. Oh man, that would be the worst cliffhanger ever. Let's hope they don't do that. It looks in filming like they might. So the initial topic of this video was going to be, before I heard about that, from, let's see, Chase Yeager, and his comment or his question was, hey Trev, who do you think will be the better version of Negan, the comic book series version or the television series version? So I think this is an awesome topic to talk about. So which one's going to be better? If you guys have heard my thoughts on David Morrissey and the Governor, from the comic book series The Governor versus television series, I definitely have to go with David Morrissey's TV series Governor. Negan, on the other hand, though, he's a bit different. I mean, okay, so Jeffrey Dean Morgan, awesome as comedian, been in tons of different shows. People know him from different things. They're like, oh, I remember him from this or Supernatural or that or whatever other shows he's been in. Tons of crazy different shows. And he's fantastic, man. He's really, really good. And I didn't really know that much about David Morrissey going in. So I know even more about Jeffrey Dean Morgan going in than I did about David Morrissey, and I think David Morrissey smoked it. That said, when I read Negan in the comic book series, I just question to myself, how the hell is somebody going to take this character from the pages and translate him to the same epicness or to the same scale, like have him be as cool in the television series as he is in the comic book series? And that's where, to me, I'm just like, I just can't picture it. As cool as he is, the lines in the comic book series, I can't see them translate directly to the TV series. I can't see them using censorship beeps or anything like that. And, you know, the comic book series version of Negan, he swears like crazy. He constantly talks about dicks. He constantly talks about ridiculous stuff. And he is one of the funniest characters I've ever read in a series. So how would they translate that to a TV series, and would they be able to actually, you know, do justice to that? It looks like it's going to be close, but I think no matter how good Jeffrey Dean Morgan is, if you can't swear, you know, I mean, it's kind of an unfair contest. So for me right now, I'm going to say I think Negan's going to be different than the Governor. I think the comic book series version of Negan is always going to be, to me, like kind of the true Negan. But we'll see what Jeffrey Dean Morgan has to bring to us. So far, it looks pretty good, pretty intense. Yeah. Next one is from shinokiba, and he says, "Hey, Trev, question. Do you think it is too early to be bringing Negan in? Are you worried they're going to run out of material too quickly?" Well, we've kind of talked about this in the past before. We've kind of done the math, and it's about three trade paperbacks a season is acceptable. If they go further than that, then they run the risk of catching up eventually. But they could always throw in some filler parts, like we saw in season 5. You had the best stuff. You had which doesn't happen in the comic book series version at all, because she doesn't exist in the comic book series version. So as long as they put in extra arcs and they space it out really well, then they can do it, and they can keep the comic book series far ahead, even if they cover a little bit too much ground. That said, I was expecting for Negan to come in later. It seems pretty early to me that they're bringing him in, because if you remember in season 4, you even had the illness stuff at the prison in that to space it out quite a bit. And they haven't really been doing that. Season 6, especially thus far, and season 5 too, they just covered a lot more ground than seasons like season 4 did, or at least like I feel like they've covered more of the comic book series faster than some of the previous seasons did, like 4 or maybe 1 or 2, where it seemed like they could maybe turn a whole trade into most of a season. Now they're going with 2 or 3 trades, or maybe even more than 3, depending on how this season turns out. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, even the fact they brought Dwight in already, so it's kind of adding in. It's the same characters, but they're putting more of them in. We're getting to see Dwight before he gets the face burnt, before all this other stuff happens to him. So that's pretty cool as well too. So I think as long as they add in enough, no, I'm not really worried about it, about them catching up or anything. And I think really, because you got to think about it too, the people who are involved in the show, who are doing the show, they're probably even bigger fans of The Walking Dead than we are. Like, you know, I would probably say that Scott Gibble's a bigger fan of The Walking Dead than I am, or he's a bigger fan of The Walking Dead than probably any of you guys are. I'm sure he spent probably more time in his life focusing on The Walking Dead than any of us, including myself. So, you know, that said, they probably wanted to bring Negan in as soon as possible too, because they just thought, oh man, the fans are going to love this. We got to do this as soon as possible, you know, and just give it to us, right? Because that makes season 6 like it's 8 fucking season, man. So I am really excited for the finale. So do I think it feels a little too early? I hear you, Shinokiba, but I'm happy about it. You know, I'm not worried. No, I'm just happy and ecstatic, and you know, it's better that they keep stuff happening and they keep it hot, because they don't really want to lose the momentum either. The Walking Dead has had this insane momentum in season 5 that they didn't have prior as much. Like, it's peaked, right? The show has reached a peak basically, and hopefully with Negan they can get that back. But we'll have to see. Not that season 6 is doing bad; it's doing really well as well too. But yeah, they want to keep that momentum going. I can see that, and they're big fans, so they want to bring him in as soon as possible. And we'll do a couple more. Next one's from MGMLioness, and she says this was after the I guess it's she Lioness. So after I did the Negan impression video, which now I'm glad I did because all this stuff's happening. I've never heard a Canadian guy curse like that before. I thought you were all so polite and nice up there. And Trev, you're 30. You don't look a day over 16, so that's funny. And a lot of people actually wrote that too. They're like, well, you're you're 30? I'm not actually. I'm 29. So I rounded up for the video for the sake of Negan doesn't care about 1 year, stuff like that, technicalities. Negan does not care about technicalities, okay? That's the reality. So plus to make fun of somebody, he can exaggerate. That's kind of, you make fun, you exaggerate to make fun of someone if you need to make it fit. So but I think it's funny that you guys think I'm like 20, that kind of thing. I guess it's just, I don't know, the way I look or something, or maybe the way I talk in that. Yeah, man, I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 next year. And I started the channel when I was like 24, 25, my first channel. So yeah, it's pretty cool that it's been already like five full years pretty much since I started my making YouTube videos and everything. But I like that you guys think I look younger. That's a good thing. That means you don't think I'm like some middle-aged guy who's really overweight and stuff. Although some of you guys say that anyway. But or some guys still tell me I live with my parents. It's like, oh, you live in your parents' basement, whatever. It's like this isn't a basement. This is a bedroom, and this is my house. So yeah, it's my house. So F off. So there you go. Anyway. Let's wrap it up there. So I hope you guys liked the video, and let me know what you think about all the Negan discussion. Man, it's a hot topic recently, and please God, don't let anyone find out who it is he's hitting in the head. I hope they even maybe save it for next season. If they can't keep it under wraps, go with a cliffhanger, we don't know who he's hitting type ending. So write your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think, and if you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, you can share, you can favorite, and if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for today's video. See you guys again maybe tomorrow. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace.